Whoa. I see it in your eyes. You're
I'm calculating.
Wait,
I'm calculating.
Your eyebrows are shaking.
This will be at least a $200 million company. Welcome to the Smart Nonsense Podcast, where we talk about entrepreneurship, self-development, and challenging norms. Today, it's episode 99. If you're a Wayne Gretzky fan, this episode's for you, because we're not going to talk about hockey. We're going to talk about business. I think he probably did some business. Most athletes do.
I just forgot how to have thoughts. We're fasting. We haven't eaten. All right.
I just got to pretend I'm meditating, because I think more than ever when I meditate. All right, Belky.
Hey, watch us on YouTube. We're doing a single cam. We're trying to get back into podcasting. Can we make this easy? Can we get back to the habit of podcasting?
If you didn't tell them single cam, they probably wouldn't have figured it out, because sometimes
it's quad cam. It's quad. We have 4 cameras set up. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see those punch-ins? 2, 3. Watch us on YouTube. Hey, it's a riot.
Today, it might be a riot. It might not be. Where do we leave off?
You forget how to have thoughts, right?
Thoughts are tough, dude. There's a lot of them, but they're not going in the same direction.
Hey, can we tell them why we're fasting really quick?
We're only like 12 hours into the, I don't know, 16?
No, we got 5 left.
Hell yeah.
19 hours in.
Hell
18
yeah.
hours. Look, all right, there's a book. It's called Lifespan. David Sinclair, the PhD from Harvard, times 100 most influential people of all time. All right, look.
That was fucking stupid as well.
Through your nose. Breathe. Okay. Here's the gist. I actually made a video about this today. Maybe they should just go watch that. I'm having trouble forming thoughts.
It's kind of a placebo, kind of not, though. All right, today we're updating you on the business, because last time we were selling smart nonsense
Snake
for
oil.
Undeclared millions of dollars. Still yet to be declared.
We are at U.S. Customs trying to declare.
Let it in. But we figured out a way to circumvent that little deal, because we don't want to be dependent. We were like, exclusive? That sounds fun. It's not fun. You don't want to be exclusive, because then you're just that person's little bitch. And we're not bitch boys. At least we try not to be. So the last month or so, I don't know when we filmed that. We probably filmed it mid-July. It's the end of August.
You want to know a bitch boy story?
Yeah, I bet you got a lot, huh?
Yesterday, did you see what Athena and I were doing?
You playing with Legos.
We were playing with Legos. You know what my job was? I was just supposed to find the Legos and hand them to her. She was doing all the building.
That's
I was
specialization.
Yeah.
Hey, we specialize.
Bitch boy, though.
We've been specializing. I think that's one of the things we can talk about. Where the fuck do we start?
You gotta stop taking yourself so seriously.
Okay. I want this to be a good. I know. Here's the thing. You're listening right now. You're like, is this podcast gonna be good? It's fucking sick. It's a lot cool. Like, you think crazy shit happened to Smart Nonsense over the last couple months? It only gets crazier. We just got off like fucking phone calls and emails with insane people. We thought we were yawns. We were yawns. They were yawns. We're yawns, not them. They turn out to be like these super big Apple executive.
Oh yeah.
People. Like, we have no idea who we're talking to. They just come on with a cool set and we're like, hey, you got a lot of records in the background. That's cool. It's like, yeah. I fucking started records. I've made the first one.
Yeah, I invented vinyl. Records. I'm Mr. Record Man.
Oh, is that you? Well, let me call you by the wrong name. How about that?
This guy has 2 first names. I'm not going to say them, but let's say they were Ryan Mark. Dylan was calling him Mark the whole time.
He's like, hey, I let you do it like 6 times. I'm going to correct you on the 7th. It's Ryan. It's not Mark. Whatever. So just listen to the end. Henry also texted David Sachs with a contentious message. Yeah. So we'll hopefully get a response that we can open for you by the end. But
it'd be really good if I could say it's there right now. It's not.
Yeah,
it is. Stick around.
It's a bomb.
It's a bomb. We'll get to it.
Okay. That's enough prefacing of nothing.
Hold on. Last we were on here, we wrote the rulebook.
That
went swimmingly.
The rulebook's sick. Okay, we talked about it a lot on Colin. And those episodes, y'all will probably never hear. Although it's a unicorn company, so like we should probably do a million revisions on this stupid fucking video.
We'll get there.
Breathe. Okay. Rulebook. Rulebook is sick. What is it? It's called smartnonsensemedia.com. Go there. You see everything that we do. We've been playing around with some shit, but the basic premise is the same. And everyone that sees it loves it. They're like, wow, that's a really cool picture you put up there.
And the people that don't love it, don't talk to us. And it's great.
They're like, wow, cool rule book. Can't do it. See ya.
See ya.
That's fine. We're fine with you leaving. We have enough fun. We have way too much on our hands right now. We have a 30-person team, and we're like, we need 3 times this.
We were probably like 18 last we spoke. 18, 22.
Maybe that's the metric for what's happened. It's just like, hey, we doubled again. How about that? So,
okay, rulebook went great.
Did we talk about what happened in the rulebook? Yeah, rulebook, we're like, hey, fuck off. If like we do 80%, we get it to 80%. We don't do 80 to 100. All our issues, all our dread comes from that 80 to 100, where it's like this subjective world of, oh, we think this looks better. But no, we the creative think. We thinks. I like we thinks.
Me thinks you're right.
Me thinks it look good. Fucking hell, dude.
Wait, but that rulebook also stopped us from taking on like projects outside of our specialty.
Mm-hmm.
We niched way down. We said, no, like we're not going to, well, we didn't say no quickly enough, but we're like, we're not going to do that ad. We can't do that YouTube series you want to build out. We can't do whatever. Like we do clips. We make clips. That's it.
You're foreshadowing.
I'm foreshadowing. I don't think we can go there yet. We need the trademark first.
Yeah, we need the trademark.
Trademark first. I wouldn't usually say that, but this is a pretty good idea.
It's a fucking great idea. So what is... should we get into the idea? Okay, the idea. The idea is this. We're taking what we pitched Sax, which I think we talked about this. We're like, hey, you have a fuckload of this audio, right? It's a podcasting app, social podcasting, supposedly. Although they want to change the name. Social podcasting. You have all this audio, but you can't share it. You don't have that, like, what's that fucking distribution trick that you want? You don't have one because it sucks to share this shit. Okay? We come in, we do cool clips. That's why we're talking. Let's do that, but for Colin. Oh, we gotta bleep that. Whatever. No, fuck them. I don't care about bleeping. This episode is gonna be bleep free.
Smart Nonsense episode 99. Bleep free. Unless we give you our trade secrets, then we're bleeping them.
Oh, we have some
and
trade secrets.
We have not eaten in 19 hours. We might give away some trade secrets. Stick around.
Renz, you have to bleep these. No, bleep free. Okay, so we're like, we're gonna do cool clips. We take the audio, we make it visual. That's what we do. Then Sax was like, that kind of sounds cool. Maybe we'll do it. That's been like the last month. It's just been floating around. We kind of push. We're like, hey, you guys want to do this or not? They're like,
yeah.
We don't know. We're like, all right, fuck them. You don't want it? We're gonna do it ourselves.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean?
I forgot about that.
We don't need those yawns. We can do it ourselves. We're like, okay, we're essentially giving you Smart Nonsense Media as a product.
Yeah, we were like, that's a pretty good idea. We should probably just do that.
Right? Let's just fuck it. Why give you the exclusive to this product? Let's just build the product ourselves. I had this panic attack because we went, oh, I totally forgot about all this. You're like, Henry, you want to figure out how to do the tech version of this. And we had a bunch of phone calls with a bunch of different people. And like every time we're like, hey, we want to be able to automatically turn audio into video, like audiograms. You see those little things that like Descript makes, or we'll show some B-roll on the YouTubers. You can see it looks like this. That looks like shit. It's karaoke. It's what is the lyric video?
It's like a lyric video.
A lyric video. That doesn't look good. No one shares that. Can we do the smart nonsensified? Oh, I like that. Smart nonsensified version of that. The coolest audiogram in the world. And that's our company. That's our tech. At least that's the product. The initial push. Then very quickly, we talked to all our tech friends and other people that we're connected with on Twitter. And they're like, yo, this is a fucking, I mean, it's doable, but it's tough. Like it's definitely a 6-month build. You probably need a team, probably need funding. And then how do you find developers? And Henry, maybe you're ambitious. You're like, we can fucking do it. I'm like I'm a bitch boy deep down. I'm like, hey, I just want cash flow. I want to cash flow. Let's self-fund this. I don't like VCs because then they come metal and shit. Yeah, I don't want that. So, sorry, I'll stop
They're like,
talking. in a
no, they're
second.
like, show me the books, and like we don't have a single book.
what
like,
books?
The VCs, they just come in. They're like, I want to see this. I got to do my due diligence.
Oh yeah,
you
we
need
don't
to operate
we
in
cook
my
all the books.
They're cooked. They're so
No,
cooked.
They're actually, you don't even need to cook them. They're actually just great looking books right now. The books are looking great. So I'm like, let's figure out a way. We want to go like Smart Nonsense Media. I consider a $10 million company. That's kind of cool. Henry wanted to build the $1 billion, $10 billion company. It's like, okay, that's the unicorn level. I don't like going from this side of the spectrum to that. It's too big of a leap. I need a little intermediate. Where can we do the mechanical Turk where this is not quite fully automated, but we have a nice little cyborg human being where it's like we have our animators working in conjunction with maybe some software that we start building. But at first, let's figure out how to create some templates and just do it with dope people. Just add constraints to the people, and I think we can pull this off.
Easy on the trade secrets.
Easy.
On the trade secrets.
Okay, well,
not today, trade secrets. Not from these loose lips.
Basically, we think we cracked the code.
The code's cracked.
We fucking right in there and like, because what did I have?
Don't do that sound.
Okay.
Don't do that sound. You know what that
Let me look
sound
in the notebook.
does to me.
Oh, I got some good stuff in the
Those are trade secrets.
Yeah, don't look. Don't
And
look.
I give away a lot of secrets.
Oh, there are a lot of secrets in here. Oh, dude, this is so sick. Because it's like me tweaking out and I'm writing
Oh, yeah.
all how nervous I was. It was like, that's too much.
I'm nervous.
I can't do $1 billion
I'm
company.
nervous.
Oh, and I had the biggest brain blast. Oh,
This was a midday one day. I texted
No,
you. I
it's
was
like-
like, yo, I talked
yeah.
to these 2-3 people today. I'm thinking we can, this is a first step in the direction of tech. And you're like, I don't like that.
I don't like
I'll
it
be
at
right
all.
back. I'm scared. And
Yeah.
then an hour goes by and
Oh, fuck.
it was born.
Yeah, I mean, basically it was this. Some of them happened midday. Most of them happened at like 3 a.m. This one I think fucking lasted like 24 hours straight. I was just wired. But the idea was, okay, trying to figure out one of the big problems we ran into, trade secrets, I don't know where we're getting.
Trade secrets, no
I'll just-
bleeps.
One of the big problems was like, we wanted to have our templates, our like dope text animations as templates. And like, okay, well, you got to feed in what's being said,
Right.
like the actual words. How do we guarantee on a quick basis that that's going to be the super accurate?
Easy trade secret.
Okay. Basically,
We had to make sure that text was
hey.
100%
Okay.
accurate.
So we cracked the code. We figured that out. And in the process of figuring it out, there was a company that we came across that was doing something very similar,
Eerily similar.
to what I realized we should be doing
In a different industry.
in a different
Kind
industry.
of.
They basically have thousands upon thousands of mechanical Turks, we can call it, doing this one specific task, highly objective task.
Do people know what the mechanical Turk is?
It's basically people doing something as if they were. It's like, oh, hey, we have software doing it. No, it's actually
Yeah, but the
people
mechanical
pretending.
you're a history guy. It
Oh,
was
you
like
want the story?
yeah, you go to the carnival, right? Which we should do. We should go to one of these road carnivals, and you play chess against this machine, the mechanical Turk. Well, no, it was called like you're playing chess against like some bot Turk of something or other, but inside the machine was just a little Jan, just a little
Right.
human
Cranking the wheels,
cranking the wheels, moving the pawns. That's where we get mechanical Turk. So
Right.
can we
So
get
it's just
humans?
Koi. It's just Koi.
Koi.
Koi's cranking.
Koi is our head of innovation. Mechanical Turk master.
So they're a massive company basically doing what we're trying to do, it just in a different industry. So we're like, oh, fuck it. Let's just do exactly what they're doing. Let's copy that entire model. And what they did was they used people, and then slowly as they got more and more money, they were able to build out tech that those people then could use to be better at their job, make the margins better or decrease prices, whatever it is, and get into this super sick little sexy flywheel of, hey, we're building this moat. Like we build our own technology, that innovation stack we always reference. Now their people can work better than ever before.
You know what this is? Sorry, I've been spacing out trying to figure it out.
Okay.
AI versus IA. So everyone's got this like fear of AI. artificial intelligence. But in reality, AI is more like IA, an intelligent assistant. So it's like, where can we like push IA-ness, intelligent assistance, into our humans' workflow to make them like superhuman?
I don't know if we said this, but I'm gonna declare on this podcast. I'm gonna declare right now. You're listening. You're like, this is the first. They haven't even said the name of what this is gonna be.
Whoa! I see it in your eyes. You're
I'm calculating.
Wait,
I'm calculating.
Your eyebrows are shaking.
This will be at least a $200 million company.
Oh, nice.
At least.
I thought you were going to say like a $200 million episode. Oh, at least. Yeah, we watched some stuff today.
Well,
I was like, how is that not $1 billion right there?
I don't want to be greedy and say $1 billion because we need tech to get to $1 billion. I think this is going to be the pinnacle of non-technical companies.
What's MailChimp worth? They don't got much tech.
Probably a lot. I don't know. No, it's all
platforms. I sent you that this morning.
Yeah.
You want to be in the platform business. Airbnb, Uber.
So you're listening to this right now. You're like, these clowns think they're fucking ballers.
We're trying.
If I've ever believed in something, it's this right now. Because that call that we just had, okay, we've referenced it. We should also talk about some of the clients we're working or potentially working with. We have like fucking a dozen people right now in the pipeline, and they're all insane. One of them that we kind of referenced, this basically a music executive, worked at the biggest tech companies you can think of. He's like, hey, I'm seeing the confluence, and this is before we even said anything. He's like, I'm seeing the confluence of audio into video. And that's what he originally came to us. He's like, hey, we work with some of the biggest, literally the biggest media companies, like the companies that we reference to our team, like, hey, imitate their style. Now they're coming to us and be like, hey, how can we do your style? And we're like, wait, what?
It don't make no sense.
So he was basically saying, hey, this is the where it comes together. Audio sucks. How do we make it shareable? How do we make it cool, engaging, like video? I'm like, well,
literally on the call, we're like,
let me send you a link to something we're making right now. And he's like, this is brilliant. Just do this. Just do this, and we'll fucking take it. Oh my God, dude, this is gonna be a $1 billion company.
It would be. So look, we're not trying to toot our own horn. We're like pretty humble people. It would be a disservice to the Smart Nonsense fan base for us to not represent just the madness of what we've been. Go back to episode 5. You're wearing like earbuds. This is like
talking through a toaster.
It's
I'm like, okay, it's funny.
Wait, we haven't even talked about Lux and synthesis
and social capital.
Floodgate.
They've never even heard it.
Social.
The last they heard, we were maybe gonna work with Dharmesh.
At this point in the podcast, I think Renz, can you put like all those equations and stuff going up on the screen? Like, we're so.
So what was funny is before this, Henry refuses to like see where we last checked in, and we have no real idea like what y'all are up to date on. That's kind of why we want to shoot more frequently, because we just lose sight of things.
It's coming back.
So yeah, let's talk about some clients, because it's some fucking cool clients.
Lux was a good one.
Who?
Lux?
Yeah. Well, they're all fucking crazy, dude. It's like our inboxes are just like we'll go through the roller coaster. The roller coaster we mentioned before. For the last month or so, it was like kind of busy, but like manageable. And then you just get into this fucking like random tsunami hits. And it's like, what the fuck? This wave, where did this come from? You just get DM after DM from literally CEOs, CTO, like everyone's DMing us. It's so fucking crazy. But with this Lux Capital, crazy cool company, they're like VCs, most of them are boring. They're just like, what's the next SaaS company that's gonna like be cool social media? Like, that sucks. They're like, fuck it, we want to push the frontier of science. That's their whole mission. Where are the founders that are on that edge of technology, of everything, pushing humanity forward? That's their mission. And I get a DM. I don't even know. I've like seen this dude on Twitter, but Josh Wolf. Hey, Dylan, love the clips that y'all are doing. You have time to talk with our CMO. I'm like, you're worth like your fund's like $4 billion, and you're trying to do some content.
I could squeeze you in.
CMO.
I could squeeze.
And then boom, it's like, all right, yeah, sure, Josh, let's do it. We hop on the call with the CMO.
Really cool guy.
The dude's like, hey, you know, every VC out there is trying to build out their media arm. I'm trying to do it like 10x what everyone else is doing.
It's so funny. Every VC we talk to, they're like, yeah, cash is cash. It's all the same. We're just trying to build out a better media arm than like A16Z.
Right.
And we're like, but that's what A16Z told it. Like everyone's coming to us trying to beat each other.
We're trying to compete with ourselves. And that's what it's going to be, because we're going to monopolize this shit. Peter Thiel, it's like, we're essentially a monopoly. Like no one,
0 to 1.
No one's really doing, at least on Twitter and at least at our speed. That's why they're starting to circle back to us. But it's basically all these VCs. I don't even think we talked about Maples
thing, and
Floodgate.
this is the intelligent assistant. Is like, we are giving our team the tools to do this stuff so rapidly and put in so many reps that they're just that much better. Like, it's about the reps too. We have so much work.
And one thing that we realize, well, what's cool is we have that conversation, and we have a couple more that we'll talk about, but we have that conversation, and the guy, admittedly, he's like, hey, Josh just sent me y'all. I really don't know much about you.
Yeah.
Other than that, you make cool clips. Like, can you send us some examples? Like,
that happened like 3 times last week. We get on the call. They're like, it's like the CMO. They're like, I don't actually know why we're talking.
Right.
Can you guys fill me in on what's going on here?
Like today, it's like, hey, a person I know at HubSpot was like, oh, you want to do video? These guys do fucking insane video. You should talk to them. And like, okay. And we just get on the call.
We're
and
here.
Like, that's how it is. Same thing with social capital. It's like, oh, wait, fucking. But we get on and we're like, oh, you want some examples of videos we've done? That's what a normal company would be like. Hey, here's some examples. This is what we've done. We're fucking crazy. We're in the blitz mindset. We also have a 30-person team, and we only really need 15 because we're scaling like crazy. Oh, we should talk about how we change contracts too. So we're like, we have all these extra people. They were just fucking innovating in different areas. Let's put them all on Lux Capital, or like 4 of them. We're just like, hey, we have 36 hours. Let's just take their content and make videos for them. Like, here's exactly, most people are like, oh, I have trouble. Sachs talked about this. He's like, I love the product demo. Like, people, if we send them a clip, they're like, okay, that's a clip, but that's of Sean Puri. Like, that's not me. That's not our brand. You want to send them exactly what it will look like when you work on their content. And that's what we did. We had one guy that's all he does is these amazing 3D animations. He does the outro. Another person, they're time cutting. They're figuring out, oh, where's the best content? We took audio, we took video from a podcast. They have a whole series that are crazy. Well, fuck it. We'll even
I'm
put
just
up the
thinking, you're
imagery.
so right. Like, I get so much crap. It's not crap, but people send a lot of shit, and I'm like, what does this even mean?
Right.
But
You
then
gotta translate in your head.
Right. And then someone like Horatio builds out a website for Smart Nonsense. Like, that's what he can do.
Right.
That's like, it's just, everyone's selfish. And you could send all this, like, it doesn't mean anything if you don't put it in their world, in their language.
I was talking to Jack, our friend Jack in Chicago, who's the reason that I came here in the first place. Never seen his podcast episode because too much stuff to censor. He works at Citadel.
That's a beep episode and a half.
That's
2 hours of beeps.
3.
3.
That was 3 hours.
3 hours of beeps someday.
He was like, because he'll get, I don't know who's asking him, but they're like, what are Dylan and Henry doing? And Jack has to then, like, it's always fun seeing how other people introduce you. Like, this is kind of the same thing. Like, oh, what does Henry and Dylan do? He's like, well, I wish I had the exact phrasing, but it's like, you know how like rich people, they like have a big ego and like to see themselves. Well, they make rich people look really cool.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
smart.
about it.
They make them cool and smart.
That's about it.
And it's like, oh, wow, that is really the essence. Like, Sachs, everyone, they love sharing this because they're like, oh my God, I've never seen myself look so dope.
Yeah.
And it's spoon fed to me.
Yeah.
So is this, I'm like, oh, that's so fascinating. That's why it's just like, hey, paying attention to how people introduce or asking that question. I never even thought about it till he said it. But,
yeah, just build specific things for specific people.
Right. So we basically mock up 3 videos in record time. Like no one's ever seen our turnaround time. Like even within, say, HubSpot, they're like, oh, we want to build an internal video team to take over YouTube. And then they see our content and like, oh, that's really good content. I don't know if we could do it. And they're like, well, how long does it take them? Because maybe we could do it if we had like a couple weeks. Like, well, they do it in 36 hours. Like, yeah, one of those again. It's like 30.
That's when you get the, it's the hook. It's the hook. Yeah, they're like, we can't do that. You guys got to keep working. We cannot do what Smart Nonsense is doing. We can't.
Right. So we did that for Lux. We sent that out.
That's a trade secret.
We sent that to Social Capital. Maybe we won't. I don't know what we'll show anymore because there are some gems here. But basically just sent them examples with themselves. So they didn't have to do any translation in their head. It's just like what you see is what you get. We can tweak, we perfect through iteration. Mike Maples, that's someone else we want to work with. Like
we're supposed to start with him. He's just good guy.
School. There's just like a fuckload of all these amazing.
Synthesis is an interesting one. We were meant to work with them. We filmed an episode about it months and months and months ago. They brought a team in-house. They had a couple editors or one editor do the series in-house. And now they're looking to scale and they couldn't do it in-house. So they came back.
Right.
I forget whose point. Oh, it was someone on it's going to hurt my brain. Basically, like when you're dealing with these customers, it was Ramit Sethi on My First Million. He's talking about, I will teach you to be rich. But like, he's not trying to force any of his customers to buy his book or to like join his course or anything. His point is like, I will be here ready to serve you whenever, forever.
You are here. You might not be ready to buy today. That's fine. Enjoy my free material. Use it for as long as you want. When you are ready, I will be here and I will be here for the rest of your life.
Like that's the kind of client. So it was that kind of thing with Synthesis. We're like, awesome. No hard feelings. This isn't going to work out. We will literally be here forever, whenever you need it to start working.
Like
and
when you're ready to step up, like you can play around with your little yawn, see if it works. We know it's not going to be our quality. Like when you're ready to go to the big leagues, like move up from your double AAA.
And if it is our quality, it's not going to be sustainable.
Right. You'll find one person that can do it, but then they'll burn out. Like we build this machine that can do it.
And we're constantly doing the math. Like, what is our product worth? And how does it compare to if someone brings a motion graphics editor in-house? Right. How do we stack up to that? And it's hard to even put them in the same equation.
Right. Especially now, because this product that we're talking about, that we're about to launch, it'll probably be launched by
trade
the time
secret,
this comes out.
baby.
It's like all those people that just want a couple videos. Hey, you can just sample it. Like you're essentially pay a third of what we'd normally.
It's so exciting. And then Adobe's buying content creator tools.
Frame.
Canva's Adobe buys Frame for $1.5 billion. Canva buys a couple because they're going into like the TikTok space. It's like this. If it's not NFTs right now, it's like content creators and video. It's happening.
Hey,
here.
Maybe we'll make NFTs too at some point because we can make the best NFTs.
Oh, we should make NFTs. Huh.
And that's another cool little thing. This guy I went out with by chance in New York once in 2016, so 5 years ago. He was like, I'm just out with them and we're talking. I'm like, hey, he's like, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I just go around and like talk to people in the street. Like that's kind of my job. He's like, oh, that's cool. Well, I have this little like marketplace and there's like a bunch of like digital kitties.
Tokens.
Digital. It was the kittens at the time. It's like a
Crypto
bunch of like
kitties or
yeah, a bunch of kitties and people like buy them and sell them. I'm like, what do they do with them? I'm like, I don't know. They're like unique. I'm like, that's something.
Good for you, dude.
Fast forward 5 years. OpenSea, the fucking leading platform for buying and selling all of
We're gonna put
NFTs.
that right here. We're gonna put that right here.
$3 billion, I think, so far this month. Probably $4 billion at this point in terms of August.
Their market cap doubles like every 4 days. I just saw it on Twitter. Was it OpenSea? It took them like 3 or 6 years to get their first billion in market cap. Then their next billion was like 9 days, and then their third billion was like 3 days. It's like, what the?
It was so goofy too because we're hanging out. He's like, yeah, dude, you should really like get into it. He's like, here, check out this book. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll read that book. And
damn,
you know, now it's a unicorn. But he hit me up. He's
so
like, yo,
many
we should
different
go to
levels.
Miami and like party or like do something. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then they fucking just doubled in revenue again. So he's like, hey,
this is
kinda
not gonna work out.
But no, just fucking crazy shit's happening on all fronts, and it's really fucking exciting. The other cool thing that we finally got the big dick energy to tell people, hey, you know how we've been doing like month by month, month to month with all of y'all for
That's a good
contracts. No, we don't do that anymore. We're in the big leagues. This is how we do it.
Well, it's interesting because as this podcast, I don't know if we've been recording enough, but we used to do a 1 month free trial of our edits because we didn't have a portfolio. Then we had a portfolio. That 1 month trial became paid.
Right.
And now we've figured out a way to lock, like we had no means to forecast anything about the company. It was a pain in the butt. We didn't know cash flow. We didn't know how many teammates we should have.
That's why we were millionaires one week and poor the next week in debt.
Literally. It was because we didn't have contracts.
Well, I remember I mentioned this back when we were originally the start of Smart Nonsense Media. Like this is before we even made our first clip. We're like, hey, AJ, the editor at the time, could you just make like a cool 2-minute segment of this podcast that we really like? And then we're going to send it to him tomorrow if you can do it pretty quick. And they're like, okay, we send it to him. Blows them out of the water. They're like, fucking blows their minds. They want it. Then there was this big like debate for weeks and weeks. It's like, it was sort of, we had this information asymmetry, which means like one side knows more information than the other of, like we think we're more valuable than HubSpot would be because everyone was anchored with clips of being like, oh, it's $100 or something. And we wanted to like have them be dependent on our clips because they're doing so well. And at the time they're getting like 30, 40, 50,000 views on average. So there's this big feud. They're like, oh, hey, how much are the clips? Like, just fucking tell us. And I'm like, no, for free until we're like really locked in and no. Meanwhile, we weren't even a company. I'm like trying to get the papers to make like Smart Nonsense Media LLC. But finally they're like a month in, they're like, hey, we want to pay for this shit. We want to ramp it up. Just tell us how much is a fucking clip. And I'm like, well, it takes like an animator's like 5,000 if we add a margin of like 2,000. And like, dude, how much is a fucking clip? And I'm like, I actually have no idea how long these take. We're figuring out as we went. But finally, like 5 months later, whatever it is till now, 4 months, less than that.
That's right.
We finally figured out like, hey, we know with some certainty how long this shit takes. And now we can finally say, this is the price per minute of clip. That's it. That's just the price. Take it or leave it.
And for you, the consumer, it will be per second of clip with our new product. So if you want a 30-second clip, easy.
So the product, is just per second because you want like one-offs here and there. But if you're like this bigger company that does a lot, then it's like, okay, we're going to charge by the minute and you get X minutes per month. This is the price per minute.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
It's super simple.
Hey, so now we run on 1 month trial to test fit and then a 6-month contract that re-ups every 6 months. Wano really, really, really wants us to...
Wano is Henry's dad.
That's my father.
John Belcaster.
Brilliant guy. He really, really, really wants us to get rid of the 1 month trial. I'm like, well, it's for us to test fit as well.
Right.
He's like, no, like people know. He's like, you can be testing that fit in your conversations. I don't know.
I'm more so afraid they suck to work with. Like, imagine if this Saks video was a 6-month contract. We'd be like, fuck, we're locked in.
Right. So we joke.
We need an out.
Right. We joke that it took us this long to figure these things out. But that was in the name of moving fast. So we could quickly bring people on. We could quickly get rid of them. We didn't have to spend a lot of time unwinding things or writing up contracts and trademark law and like all these things that now are going to take a while.
Right. I like it when, like right now, if they had to like get approval and all this shit, it's just an annoying process. It delays everything. We want to get them hooked. Like maybe they're already hooked. We don't really need to do it, but we're paid for maybe just changing the name of the trial period because it's not.
Yeah.
We're actually trying them out. It's not the other way around. They know what they're going to get.
Right. That's what
which is just making that clear.
That's what I told my dad.
Maybe we could rephrase the rule book, how we mention it. But
that it's not a trial?
It's we're trying them, not them trying us.
Right.
Just so that's clear, because that's actually what it is.
Right.
But a lot of the times, like say Social Capital, they're like, hey, we want to do this experiment. Can we do we'll do like a project?
Oh, here's my dad's
test
point.
how it goes.
He's like, if you have 20 animators, like you have no ability to forecast your work if you've got 6 people on 1 month trials. Right. He's like, this is the landlord who has 24 rooms and they're just allowing people to test fit.
You don't get it. You want to rent an apartment, you don't get a 1 month test.
Exactly. I'm like, you also don't want the person to come into your apartment complex that's 4 months down, or you realize in that first month is a huge nuisance. The police are at the place every single day. They're bothering. They're up till 6 a.m. blasting music. I don't know. It could go either way.
Right. There's no credit check. Like the credit check is like, is this person?
That was the analogy. Right. And so there are a lot of startup costs for us to start with a client for that first month. It's a bit from you and I. There's a lot of branding, obviously, a lot of back and forth. At this point, he's like, your product's your product. You can build things into your terms of service that are like, hey, I don't know. Actually, what he ended up saying was like, just charge, if they're being a nuisance that first month, charge them for it, or charge them for revisions or whatever it is.
We'll have to think about that more. But I do like that, because it is, the beauty of it is like now some of our main people that we've been working with, it's like they're locked into contracts. We know for the next 6 months we're going to be working together. We'll actually have a team solidified. This is your team. They're going to get to know you, live, breathe, sweat, whatever the fucking phrase is, your entire brand.
Right. So what if, it's like, what if we could just do that right off the bat? Because right now we've got like 6 new additional clients up in the air somewhere. And it's like, it's hard to predict who's going to go work on what for what amount of time. Are they going to re-up after the month? It's something to think about.
My brain's shutting down actively.
What else we got?
So much has fucking happened. I feel like there's other stuff. I like, maybe really quick, I like when we talk to Mike Maples. He is Floodgate. He's also, they're a big VC. He was cool. He came from My First Million. He was on the podcast. He's like, hey, I love the clips. And he did them for me. Can we talk? We talked to him. And his big thing is like, make it a... Wait,
it's funnier than that. Sorry.
Okay.
He found us on My First Million. He was sold when he saw our clips for All In, the podcast. He was like, I didn't realize you guys were also doing the work for All In. We're like, we neither. We neither.
So his... choice of decision? So...
Yeah, choice in comparison.
Oh, compare. Okay. I forgot
take
his tagline.
Take two.
Okay. His Mike Maples we get on, and he's like, he has a couple of these cool phrases. Fucking
startup is a marching band.
Okay.
Sorry, startup. Jeez, startup as a jazz band, not a marching band. He works in like very nice mental models.
Okay. Fuck it. I don't even know all of them, and my brain don't work. But one of our favorites is make it a choice, not a comparison. What does that mean? Okay. Maybe we talked about it in Colin, but the idea is, say you're going out and you want fruit. Okay. You want fruit. And you're like, okay, should I get apples? And there are a bunch of different types of apples, like Granny Smith, help me with apple types.
Honey Crisp.
A
shitty one, Red Delicious, terrible apple.
You're like all these other apples, and they're all competing. They're like, hey, buy us. We're better than that one. Buy that one. We want to be the banana. We're still fruit. We're still in the same realm, right? But if you're out there and you see the banana, you're instantly like, do I want that banana or do I not want that banana? You're the first consideration. Do I want a banana or do I not? Do I want some?
I'm blocking.
Okay,
I'm
know.
blocking.
You're blocking as.
I'm blocking. No, finish it, Pop. You got this. We can always do it again.
Okay. No, we can't. We can't do this again. Let me block 2. Okay. The idea is, okay, everyone's trying to be the best type of apple. Be a fucking banana.
No, wait. No.
Yeah, because it's like, do I want a banana or not? If you don't want a banana, go and fuck around with all those apples. But your first thing is like, I see the banana. Do I want the banana or do I not want it? It's that choice, not a comparison. You're comparing all the different apples. If you want an apple, you're like, oh, which type of apple do I want? If you want a banana, this is the only type of fucking banana.
Yeah, there's only one banana. There's only one banana. And if somebody wants a banana, like,
they're going to come to you.
They're going to go to you. There's nothing to compare you to.
It's just a choice, yes or no. Do you want the banana? What does that mean?
Nice.
Okay.
Yes.
That means
yes.
We, in our case, we're the only people in the world that can make these dope, highly animated clips. Okay? No one else can do it like us. We are the choice. Do you want to do cool clips or not?
Yeah.
If you do, you automatically come to us. That's the default. Now we have like, Vox. We have Time. We have all these people coming to us. Because it's just yes or no. Do you want to do cool clips?
Right. And in Mike Maples' world, it's the same. It's like there are a lot of places to raise money. But Mike Maples and Floodgate, they are Mike Maples and Floodgate. You go to them because you want to work with them. That's it. You're not comparing them to anyone else.
And that's perfect in the VC world because, like Henry said, it's money is money. Like cash is cash.
Apples are apples.
I hate when I say your fucking real name. What Belky said.
It's the funniest when you say
weird.
it on calls with new clients. You're like, Belky, any other things on your end? And I'm like, fuck yeah.
I don't even realize it.
Right. So cash is cash. Apples are apples. We want to be the banana. We want to be the storytellers when there's just cash.
It's kind of another way of saying our wow metric. It's like when you see something, you're like, wow, I've never seen anything like that. That's fucking clearly just, let's do that. That's why what's amazing is most of the clients that we're working with now are in that sphere of it's a choice. Like, yes, we want to work with Mike Maples. Yes, we want to work with Social Capital. Yes, we want to work with Lux Capital. X other person. It's just easy.
That's why the product's so exciting. There's nowhere else on the internet you can go to do this.
I know.
And frankly, like, I don't know if there will ever be. It's such a moat. It's such a hard problem to do at the scale and like the speed that we're doing it at. Frankly,
everyone's like, that's one of the biggest concerns. Is like, can you find animators that can do this? And it's like, we can, but no one else can. Not on this scale.
Someone once applied to work with us. Did we hire them? They had their portfolio was clips like we do them. It was brilliant. Talk about showing like
that
proof of work.
person? Was that Patrick?
Was it Patrick? Might have been Patrick. The transition, like it was literally like the same assets. It was so good.
Yeah, people are starting to imitate us.
Mimicking a koi edit, I think, or might have been.
But that's the thing. No one can do it. Scale, speed, everything, and then once we build out a proper website,
right. You asked Patrick,
over.
like, how long did that take you? Maybe it took him 10 days. But you come into Smart Nonsense, we give you all the tools that make that doable in 2 days, in 1 day, in the future 4 hours, and 2 hours.
And so usually people are like, why you need to get funding, and this is sort of a question with us, is like, you can with funding, with money, you can really build that mode out. Like you can create the innovation stack much faster. It's the blitz scaling book.
Yeah, you can also buy competition or buy competing animators or engineers.
So that's kind of the battle that we have now.
What'd you find?
I don't know. Girl bit my lip kind of hard and it hurts.
That's what we're finding.
Oh, it's just a matter of like, do we want to be like Rework, which is just, you don't have to grow fast, you don't have to grow, but is there a competitor that could come in if we move too slowly? Can we get taken over and then like they're better than us? I don't think so. That's why I'm okay with not fundraising and just bootstrapping, having full control, full discretion. We do whatever the fuck we want. Like Derek Sivers shit, I'm rereading that again. Anything you want, like. That's the beauty when you don't take outside money.
What's that nice? Is it Rework where they charge the same amount? For whatever.
Oh yeah, they probably never heard that, but
that's kind of what we're doing.
That's basically that was the issue that we had with Sax and Colin, where I remember this chat. We were getting off the bridge coming back down Michigan.
Let's see if he's nothing yet.
Oh,
nothing yet. It was a big one. It was a big one. Big text.
So the idea with Rework, they have Basecamp, and Basecamp, their pricing is different. Like everyone in the VC world, they're used to take frame.io, which we use that just got bought out. Belky said for 1.5 billion. Fuck me. Their pricing is per seat, and a lot of like Sax's companies are per seat. So you have more people at the company
per seat.
Seat like
I was like I thought it was like
account.
Receipt, like
no.
a per seat.
Per seat.
per head. Yeah.
Perceive per head
seat.
per user, whatever it is. You charge per user. And then what that means is if you have a little startup that's 5 people, you're going to be much less valuable than Google, who will buy 10,000 seats, 20,000 seats, whatever the number is. What that means, though, is now you suddenly don't give a fuck about all these small and medium-sized businesses, and you just care about the enterprise.
Because they make or break you.
They
make up 90% of your revenue.
Oh, this is actually really cool. Okay. So also Dharmesh, the CTO of HubSpot, HubSpot's edge, like they're not like Salesforce. Salesforce is sort of the big enterprise product for any sort of CRM shit, customer relationship management. But HubSpot's like, no, we just want the little guy. We like care about the 1 to 100 person company, nothing beyond that. That's not who we're building for. And everyone's like, oh, isn't that limiting your potential? Because all the real money is with those big companies that have limitless budgets. Like, no, all these small companies are underserved. Everyone's avoiding them. Let's just fucking wow them and hook them. And that's just the niche we're going to carve out. And it's been big enough. They're a $30 billion company. But with Rework, circling back to Basecamp, they didn't charge by the seat. They're like, we're just going to charge a flat rate. If your company wants our service, it's $100.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what the fuck? If Google wants it, they're just going to pay $100. Like,
yeah, wrap your head around that.
Infrastructure wise,
I couldn't.
I don't even know. I feel like they'd be losing so much money if it. I actually have no idea.
But they, like you said, they didn't want to be catering to swings in their clientele.
This is why I think
we were
it works.
doing for a long time.
Because Google would be like, Google comes in, say it makes up 95% of their revenue. Now, whatever Google wants, they have to build that. You don't want that. You want all these little guys. If you have a fuckload of little customers, you just build for what you think.
Same thing with VCs.
They want.
Right. To bring this back to the beginning of the episode, you bring VCs in, they're 90% of your funding, whatever, 100% of your funding. Now you're at the mercy of them. You have to do everything they say.
Right. It's
Same
literally
deal.
the reason why I think it's the same as the revisions. Like, you come in, now they suddenly think they can run your company or run your creative, and they come in like, oh, what about this? So it's really a matter of making sure you're aligned with the right people. And that's why I think the people that are hands off, like if we were to raise funding, it would be from someone that's either done it, basically the company we're trying to copy, or someone that's just like, hey, y'all are amazing. Just take my money when you need advice from me. I'd love to help. I can connect you with people, all of this, but I don't want to be like I don't want to try and control what y'all are doing. Right. It's just fun. Like, now I think officially our niche is venture capital. Or I wanted to say, I mean, it's all of Silicon Valley, but this is kind of where we're running with the big dogs. But now, from our conversation an hour ago, it's like maybe all of media world wants us too, like traditional media.
Right.
It's kind of every big company wants us now. It's really fun.
Whack. It's really whack. It's a lot of good fun. We need to do these more often. Let me check if our friend David Sachs. No.
Still no.
No, I really probably ruined his day.
You just black out? It was only about a minute since you last checked.
Blacked out.
We have
blacked out.
4 hours until we can eat. We've made it 20.
I'm feeling faint. Hey, if you're here,
we're probably gonna do shorter, smaller versions of these too.
Yeah, aren't they supposed to leave a review or something? You'd be like, yo, 5 stars.
I think we gave up on that. I think it's okay. We're taking the build it and they'll come. Like, if you want to see it, if you're just seeing this now when we're $1 billion company,
it's like 2062.
Cool. Oh, dude.
That was our first episode.
I think,
2045.
Okay, let me make a declaration.
Make the declaration. Because when you make the declarations, they manifest.
I think by the end of 2022, we will be worth $200 million.
That's hot. That's hot.
It's a year and a half, a little under a year and a half. Then it depends. Are we going to sell? Time is going to want to buy us. Are we going to sell to Time?
That's really interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting. I don't know.
Or do we keep on it? We keep building our own tech, and then we be patient. We wait another year or two, and by 2024, we sell for $4 billion. I don't know. It's a tough call. I don't know what's important anymore. I just want to hang out with cool people. That's about it.
Right.
All right. Well, see everybody in a year and a half, I guess.
See ya.
Bye.